All Heads, second hour. Joining us, you see the co-host, you know what I'm saying? He via phone right now. Also join us, brother-in-law, Khalil. What's
What's
going on,
up?
man?
What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? How goes it?
Good, good, good. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. Healthy, you
There you
know.
go.
Above
Excellent.
dirt, above ground, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess that's the start, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we was talking about these running backs.
Okay. Yeah.
And let me pull this up for us.
Oh, I see what we're doing. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, the biggest reason I wanted to. All right. I see what we're doing. We got the gear on.
No, it is.
All right, so like I was saying, like yeah, I just don't see how anybody can
Ooh.
justify paying these running backs that kind of money, and we don't do running back stuff anymore. Like the
Yeah.
league is it's a throwing league. Like we're not the only people that's like that. There's a lot of people with really good running backs in the league, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't give them no PT. They get little to none. Like I don't, especially during this whole parlays where we be betting and whatnot. So I
Mm-hmm.
just actually saying like, all right, I done did the carries. Like, oh, 17 carries? That's nothing. I know he's gonna get 17 carries. Don't get even remotely close to 17 carries.
Right. Right.
So that's the thing. If you a running back, you started the whole game, you played the whole game, you're not even getting like that's
You're
where
not
they go at for me.
you're not getting 20 carries. You're not getting 15. Sometimes they'll get like we said earlier, about 10 and 7 targets, and that's your game for a running back.
Yeah.
10 and 5 targets.
So I don't
That's
see
sad
how
to
they
me.
still got this cachet where they can demand like, oh well, you don't give me $23 million, I'm not playing. Man, you just won't be playing then.
Yeah, 'cause especially with like the way that Baltimore run it, a lot of teams gonna start doing. A lot more teams gonna start doing it, using four or
Right.
five running backs. And Kansas City do it too, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
But I say we don't have a running back by committee since
I was just
the mid two
right. I was just about
thousands.
to say like we
Yeah.
lost Nick Chubb and our running game was not an issue for us this year.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it suffered a bit for us.
I mean, I don't did it.
I,
Jerome Ford had a couple big pop plays. We had
yeah,
certain games. Then
but
we get
Nick
down there
Chubb being
close.
in there, you get a
Kareem
couple
Hunt
big
finished
pop
it off.
plays. Chubb get you about two, three of them a game though. Like he kind of oh boy had like one every couple games. It wasn't no like he was putting on a show or nothing like that, or like you
I
was
mean,
scared
no,
of him
okay,
running the ball.
it wasn't on. Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be. I want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't a Nick Chubb performance,
Hmm.
but it wasn't to the point where we like, oh my God, we need a running back. The
Okay.
running back,
It wasn't to the point. It wasn't to the point that where you could point out in our losses like the lack of running game is why they lost this
Mm.
game. If only they had Nick Chubb in, they would have beat. They would have Broncos. They would have beat the Texans. If only they had more, a better run game. That's not what happened.
right?
So it's just kind of. Listen, I don't like change either. Like I feel like that's what this is coming down to. I don't like change either, but the league has changed. Just a different place. It's like we said earlier, Adrian Peterson, he didn't win a Super Bowl. Derrick Henry didn't win a Super Bowl. This was the generational running back of the last 2 generations. No P. King.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You like Right. Like we did do running back. Like my little cousin, he on the TikTok right now. He's screaming, "We did running back by committee," which is true. Like you know what I'm saying? That's true. That's true for most teams now. Like even if you got a big name back, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You be like, all right, he gonna get X amount of yards and X amount of carries. And how many times you watching this game, like banking on this dude to get these carries and these yards, and they got this other dude in there. They like, you like, why do
Yeah,
they
that
keep
didn't happen. Yeah, like the Eagles Super Bowl. Old boy, who was their main running back that year? But whoever it was, he didn't exist outside the first quarter. Like I didn't
exactly?
see
Sanders.
him. He was even hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But see, and that be the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like even when Zeke was the dude, you know what I'm saying, when and he was doing the dude type stuff, they were still giving the ball to Pollard. You look up and Pollard be in the game for half the game.
Yeah.
Like and that's just
And
how right
yeah,
the
and
running
then
back
it's
cover
by
the season.
committee, and then you see, and then also it inflates some running backs' value, like Zeke and Pollard example. You know, Pollard like a star when he was the number two back. They're like, oh, he should get more carries. They made him the full time
Exactly.
starter. This boy is terrible. So it's
Right.
like,
Now you know why he was the number two. But that's what
right,
happens with that. But the number two position for me in any position is always one of those things that it's a bad gamble. Because like even like the backup quarterback, he'll come in a situation and look awesome. And everybody like, well, man, why we ain't starting him? Yeah. And then you make him a starter and you understand why he was the backup. Because they could do it in small increments. Like, you
yep,
know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's no problem.
yep.
But when they the focal point, see, that's when everything it all falls apart. They're like
Oh,
Cassidy.
oh, they
Like
start
Cassidy
him.
can do
We're gonna
a
get some
little
film
quick
on him.
thing, but a whole game, a whole burst, you can't get that out of Cassidy. That's how like the number two is for me, and that's what like the running backs, like and like these running backs, man. That's why for me, the number one running back thing that's dead. Like we don't need, I don't need none of these dudes to be the dude. I actually need everybody to be like, in their first and second year, still trying to prove themselves. And I just keep that door going. Because once these dudes get to the point where they think they're entitled to something, now they become a problem because you're not worth what you think you are worth. And
Yeah.
I don't really think no one's been had these discussions with these running backs yet. Because everybody's still holding out contracts and whatnot. Like, I don't think that you can't do this. You got nothing you holding hostage. Like
It's gonna have
you
to be
don't
like one of them situations where they gonna have to see it for them to understand that like well the market ain't what it used to be. It's probably gonna take like another year or two for them to
yeah.
actually see it. I think.
I think it's really coming around to that. Like I think
Mhm.
that Derrick Henry being moved. Like just think, like Derrick Henry didn't have a resume big enough to be like, hey, I want XYZ. That's why he's not a Titan anymore.
Right,
Because the Titans was
Mhm.
like, oh, well then deuces. And we talking about King Henry, right? This
right,
dude done got the Russian titles and he is that dude, right? They say
right.
he better than Chubb, right?
Alexa, stop.
But you see what they got him? He in Baltimore.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
that
they
I
do gotta become like another receiver for real. But you gotta be able to catch. You can't just be the one that get the ball off the handoff, and that's the only way you can operate. You gotta be able to catch it out the backfield or even line up outside.
right. And Derrick Henry, for me, he a dinosaur. Like my cousin is yelling about, you know what I'm saying, this whole stiff arm thing. And it's good for a highlight reel. It's good for the regular season. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Game 8, you know what I'm saying? You 5-3 and he done did one of these stiff arms. You're like, oh, yeah, it all looks good until the end of the season. You barely make it into the playoffs. So if you do get in the playoffs, you down 2 scores, and now you can't even give it the ball to him.
Yeah,
You get down 2 scores, Derrick Henry like barely even see the ball now because he's not catching it out the backfield. What you gonna do
yeah.
with it?
Them only way I think only way they gonna be touching 20 plus carries now is in games like the Miami Kansas City game in the playoffs, where it's super cold and it's hard to throw it or hard to catch it.
Even though,
even then they still
yeah, I
throwing
was
it.
going to
Still
say,
checking it. They still
yeah,
checking it, but yeah, the
we
difference
were
maker to me
checking it.
is
We had a windstorm, what I had never heard of, against like I think Chicago one year, and it was
low
like
like
no,
2 years
no, it
ago.
was the Colts. It was the Colts.
Yeah,
It was like one of the worst winds and everything, and it was like, well, we know this is going to be a pounding ground. Ha ha!
Yeah, I
They
think I
threw the
don't
ball
remember the
like what
Saints
nothing
game.
going wrong.
Yeah,
that's Stefanski for you.
yeah,
That is the NFL. Stefanski has just been like, okay, I understand. I'm going to move this way. Hint, he done won Coach of the Year 2 times in the last 5 years.
Right,
that's a good point.
Coaching the Cleveland Browns, nevertheless.
right.
And we didn't see the playoffs 2 years with that man at the helm. And that's because instead of him like holding on to this old mentality of doing things, he then came out and was like, all right, well, listen, this is how we gonna move forward because this is where everything is. Everything is moving forward where his vision been at. We just happen to catch up.
Yeah, and I was definitely one of them. Like I don't know. He did good his first year. I ate the second year. We had some issues, but I'm starting to like. I'm like 80% came around. I'm almost like right there.
You
I'm
know,
almost there.
I've been a Stefanski fan since he got here because I understand what he's saying. And I'll be like, okay, so yeah, this makes sense. The moves that sometimes that don't make sense
Hmm.
is when we do stuff to appease, I believe we do stuff to appease our fan base. You know what I'm saying? I think like, all right, we're gonna do this because we don't want we don't want to look like this. And I'll be like, yeah, no, look like that. I don't care. Like that's
You just want
sell
the
out.
dub.
Yeah, sell out on the wide receivers. Like you got to like that's what. Listen, we wasn't running the ball when we had Baker Mayfield, which a lot of people in the Cleveland Brown organization fandom, you know what I'm saying? They hate it.
Mhm.
Me, I love Baker. I got
Me
nothing
too.
but love for Baker. But my point with this is everybody thought that he was a subpar quarterback and we should run the ball more, right? If you get rid of that guy for a guy who you believe to be an elite thrower of the ball, you believe it so much that you gave him $230 million guaranteed. Why on God's green earth would you run the ball more?
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? And for me, that's where I'm like, okay, I from what I always suspected was that we want to go in the direction of throwing the ball, not actually, this pound and ground game that everybody thought. Everybody thought because we had Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb that was what we was going to majorly do. That's not it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now you do want the best athletes at every position. So having a Nick Chubb, when he go out, you can bring in when he go out, then you can bring in Kareem Hunt. You know what I'm
And
saying?
still be productive.
Exactly. That's what that
Yeah.
was for. Not so that they could be this pounding like they was going. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're gonna get a hard doses of Chubb, then a hard doses of Kareem Hunt. No, because there's only so many possessions in a football game.
Hmm.
Like you can't.
Like you say, you go down 14 points or something. That's not gonna help.
Period. Even if you up, when you up, you know what I'm saying? Again, the running backs, it's another thing about the shelf life of your running back. Like if you
Mhm.
don't have to run him, you try not to.
Yeah, you don't.
Like everything has always been, you know what I'm saying, aimed and headed towards this whole throwing thing. That's why the quarterback is that's who they sell. They sell us Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Like they
Yeah,
making
you
us
gotta know. Well, you
that.
gotta make sure you got a guy that you can trust throwing it 45 times a game. And
No, that's
they're being
from a
developed.
fan side of the game that you got to have somebody you trust. They throw it 45 times a game with people we know they don't trust.
Yeah, But that's
We
the best
know
part. But
DTR.
that's
We
when you
don't
get up
trust
with them
DTR. We
3-16
do, and you
records.
know, look how many times, look how many games DTR played, and he threw for 40. He got 40 attempts or better.
That man's
DTR,
arm was falling off.
and this dude's arm is about. His arm looked like this. This is what DTR. This is his arm right here. He's like the smallest little dude I ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But it ain't just us though. Like I want to be like that's what I'm saying. Stefanski just doing better than everybody else. That's all I'm saying. And the proof is the coach of the year. Like, because everybody does it. Brock Purdy came in, it was like, oh, well, yeah, it's going to be a lot of Christian McCaffrey. No, it wasn't. It was a lot of Brock Purdy. You know how many 40-plus attempts he got? As soon as they come in, that's what you do. Mason Rudolph. Boy
Yeah.
hadn't played in like a whole year. They brought him in 40-plus passing attempts.
Yeah.
That's a standard.
Yeah, that's where the league's at.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that why we say the Ravens lost that playoff game because they didn't run the ball enough?
Listen, okay, and that was crazy though. That see again, and this is my whole thing where I think Lamar Jackson is just crazy to me. I have no idea.
We about to dive in on quarterbacks, y'all. We about to dive in on quarterbacks.
Because when we talk about Lamar Jackson, all right, so they lose to Baltimore,
Right.
right? And now we saying, so wait,
You mean they lose to Kansas City?
I mean, yeah, Kansas City. Baltimore loses to Kansas City, right?
Right.
And they saying that the ball wasn't. It's because they didn't run the ball enough.
Yeah.
But this dude is the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that don't go together.
No, I think so.
Huh?
I think you could like, even if it wasn't necessarily the style in which we think of the Ravens. Even you can even say like, you got a dude who's excelled all year. Like, let's take a Jared Goff. And you say, all right, well, he's excelled all year on the play action passes. But then you get in the postseason and you're doing nothing but shotgun straight drop back passes. There's no run game, no play action off the run game. You could say that the lack of run game has an effect on, passing lanes and how open the pass game is. I think that's still prevalent.
Yeah, but that got nothing to do with Lamar Jackson. Listen, all right, because all of that sounds real cute. All I'm saying is like, listen, if you telling me that this guy is the best quarterback in the league, because that's what they said this year, correct? He was the MVP, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, he was the most valuable player.
Well, technically, but we know the quarterback position is going to be the one to get the MVP. Period.
And if you give it
They're
to
not.
him, right?
Yeah.
That's everybody saying that he the number one quarterback. And okay, even if they ain't saying he's the number one, they saying he's top three.
Okay.
It's the Kendrick Lamar thing. He part of the big three, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's where I'll be like, now, is he though? I don't believe that he is part of the big
He's
three.
the best running back that knows how to throw the ball.
All right. Wait. Time out. Where do y'all? All right. Give me our top three quarterbacks outside of Patrick Mahomes. Give me 2 through 4.
Well, shit, there's Rodgers, there's Joe Burrows, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I know for my money, I want a quarterback who can throw.
Right.
one of your downsides can't be you throwing the ball, and I want you as my quarterback. That's all I'm saying. Look, one of the knocks on Lamar Jackson is him throwing the ball.
But that's not a.
What?
I don't think that's a fair knock.
Oh my God.
I think that's a misrepresented
You
knock.
want to hear misrepresentation? He get more rushing yards per game than he do passing. But you
Uh,
can kind of believe that a little bit.
I believe it a
No,
little
You
bit.
can
I
kind of
don't.
believe it a little bit.
No,
All right,
he's
bro.
never did that.
Oh,
Then what? He ain't never rushed more yards than he threw.
Yeah, definitely not for a season. I don't even think for a game. What?
No,
Maybe a game is
I know he
maybe
did it. I know he did it for a game before.
maybe it's rookie season, maybe, but I don't think
Yeah,
so.
the numbers are still comparable though. It ain't like the passing yards be that much more than the rushing yards. He didn't had
that dude, he averaged 229 yards last year per game.
Passing.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be the best quarterback.
bro.
They used to clown Baker Mayfield for not being able to touch 300 yards
I was
when he was
just
here.
about to say that. They was nailing. They nailed Baker to the cross for
Yeah.
that. They
Oh,
just gave this
he got
dude
a
the
win, and he got
MVP.
261 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, no picks. He got 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But that's a bad game for him. Come on.
It's insane.
This is
But
disingenuous.
listen, Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, and this playoff loss to Pat Mahomes, man. Listen, bro, he was horrible.
Okay, so the
You, you,
playoff game, right? I'm looking at the
you
box
need those.
score.
Listen, you know what kind of game he needed? He needed the Josh Allen game, where everybody hates Josh Allen. If Lamar Jackson would have put up them
No.
Josh Allen stats, they'd have won that game.
What Josh Allen stacks? What was you talking about?
You know, the 89 to 100 yards rushing, one touchdown, 300 yards passing, two touchdowns, one of them games. That'll did it for him.
True, true.
And that's a Josh Allen. That's a Josh Allen stat. That in the playoffs, that's what he do.
He did that once in the playoff. All right,
Oh no, he did.
twice, twice. He did
Yeah,
it twice.
yeah, yeah.
I
That's
don't
it.
think Josh. I don't think Josh Allen is just like this high playoff performer. I think he had one good game in the playoffs, like one good game against a good, like an actual good opponent, and yeah, that's about it. Other than that, they kind of the same dude in the playoffs.
No, they're not. Not even remotely close. This last game that Josh Allen just played, like, and they lost that game. That wasn't a Lamar Jackson type game. That's a Josh Allen game. Lamar Jackson type game be 100 yards, 120 yards rushing, a rushing touchdown, and 185 yards passing, a touchdown and an interception and a fumble. In a big game though. That's not even like that ain't like a regular season game. That's his playoff game. Like them stats ain't gonna get it. Not in the playoffs now when everybody depending on you, they counting on you. You the MVP. You gotta do something MVP-ish. And if it's gonna be the running thing, then make it be the running thing. Then had 230 yards rushing and three touchdowns rushing.
I agree with that.
Like I don't, you know what I'm saying?
No,
If we gonna be putting you in the top three, because if you're not doing that for me, for my money, no, I don't know. I mean, like if I get stuck with you at the bottom, because that's why I got. Then all right, it ain't the worst thing in the world. Like I'm saying,
right.
you ain't a bum, but this whole top of the echelon thing, yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that's just too. I think they done gave him too much.
But you don't think that they gave Josh Allen too much praise? You think it's Josh Allen's team around him holding him back?
I do. I do believe that.
So if you think so, you think if Josh Allen was on the Ravens, he would have won Super Bowl by now.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think his defense is slightly better than the Bills' defense. Bills' defense is still good to me, but he got a Ravens got a better defensive line. I think
Yeah, I
that's.
don't know.
I think
This
they
is
secondary
just
is about the same.
I think Lamar Jackson got better overall better team around him than Josh Allen do. If you asking me if we put Josh Allen on the Ravens team, do I think they win a Super Bowl by now? My answer is yes.
don't you
And
think?
here's the thing: the problem is this is why this is the problem. because I don't think that the Bills have not won a Super Bowl because of Josh Allen. I think that the Ravens did not won because of Lamar.
I think that's a. I don't know. I just don't see that personally. The way I see the game, because I don't look at. I feel like so yeah, for sure. Josh Allen had the
So
one playoff game, the overtime game. They had to change the rule, all that. Cool. Outside of that playoff run, I haven't seen this like phenomenal Josh Allen in the playoffs. Maybe that's just me.
this past
That
year,
is just,
both
that is
both of
just,
them both of them played the Chiefs. They Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson both threw 37 passing attempts, but Josh Allen completed 27, Lamar completed 20. Josh Allen had 329 yards, and Lamar had 272. They both led the team in rushing. Lamar had 8 for 54, and Josh
You,
Allen 11 for 68.
you talking about the playoffs?
Yeah, this past playoffs when they both played the Chiefs.
Okay.
So they both threw the same amount of passes, but one got like 50 more yards and more completions, and the other one ran a little like three more attempts for like 10 more yards.
so that's what I'm saying. And like, if we go, if this is what I'm saying, I feel like because Josh Allen is a quarterback, like I feel like he's a quarterback. He gonna
Yeah,
give everybody more opportunity to do the shit that they supposed to do, like the wide receiver, the tight end. You know what I'm saying? The running back, like the running back. Listen, the Baltimore. That's another thing with Derrick Henry being in Baltimore. Listen, you don't only got to split the runs with your backup running back, but you got to with the quarterback.
get your quarterback. Yeah,
And guess what? He probably gonna lead the game in rushing that game. How many games do you think they running backs just be like, man, whatever? Like, they in practice like, man, don't talk to me about being on time. For these 7 yards, for these 7 attempts I'm gonna have. That's what I'm saying. This whole running back thing is all connected, man. It's
Yeah.
all connected. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with that. That's how I slide into these quarterback things because I be like, well, that's what makes these quarterbacks so much a quarterback who actually throw it. That's why I hate to harp on that, but it's important. Like you need to be able to do your job, your position. That whole Bill Belichick thing is more than just a saying. Like this is how football is played. Like if the wide receiver, and the quarterback, you know what we can do? Get touchdowns. Like that's how that was designed.
Hmm.
But once you got like your quarterback running back, right? And your running back, right? Who
Hmm.
quarterback?
The quarterback and quarterback.
No, he's running.
yeah.
He running. He running.
He quarterbacks too.
What is Lamar Jackson known for? If I say Lamar Jackson, what you thinking?
MVPs. No, I'm just playing. No,
Yeah.
but no, but he's
Running
been.
MVP. That's what you thinking. You thinking like, oh, yeah, you
I'm
had
not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not.
oh
I'm
Cap.
not.
Cap. That's what scares you. This him taking off running. It's not him throwing. Stop it.
Nah.
It's him running. That's what as soon as you mention Lamar Jackson, that's what the first image in everybody's mind is like, man, that dude fast as hell, man.
Bro, that's crazy. So in all 18 games last year, Lamar Jackson led their team in rushing 9 times. That's more than half the games.
Yeah.
That is including the playoffs though, but that's crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Because that's
He
what
ran
he
for
do.
100 in the Houston game and threw for 152. Okay, all right.
See, and that's a Lamar Jackson stat. I know this because I be betting on him. That's the only reason I pay so much attention to his stats.
Hold on. One, two, three,
I don't
four.
know. I see the quarterback as more as being able to be more versatile. So I don't necessarily.
That's
I hear
cool.
that. I hear that,
That's
and I
fine.
hear 250 total yards. You know,
Okay. All
because
right.
that's what I'm hearing. So if versus if it was a
Those
drop
are
back
empty.
passer, what?
Those are empty yards.
Now if they won the game.
They. Oh my
No,
God. He.
you can still win. And this is where hold on. And this is why I was able to cling on to the whole Tim Tebow idea as strong as I did because I'm like, he's still putting up yard. He moving the ball. Y'all winning the game. I don't see. I don't understand why it's not.
He has to become a
Why is it
top
luck? I don't
player.
understand why it got to be luck. That's the word people put on it. When people like this win games, it's always labeled luck. And then I'm sitting there like, wait a second. That's
Okay.
a skill too. What
Okay.
you?
He
And,
could only play good as a quarterback so much that he became a tight end to get back in
right.
the NFL.
Okay. And this is a
Hey,
teaching moment. Hold on.
hey.
I let
When
you
did he
get
have
it.
a losing season?
I let you get it. So let me explain to you why this is not where you want to be with this. This is a teaching moment. It's because I am an old head and you're a young head and you don't know this yet. But this is what you just did. You like, oh, but they scoring and they won that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is literally the whole, okay, you win the battle but lose the war. Because the war is the Super Bowl. Like we're
Right.
not just trying to look good throughout the regular season. And that's what that'll get you. But this
Mhm.
actual winning of the Super Bowl, you can't win this because you got this guy. And all he is good for is little battles here, there, in the third. And you get enough battles that you get an opportunity to go to the war. And you get this close every time. But you know what happens? Your actual guy who been winning these little battles has lost you this war. And you're not getting out of this.
Hey, I don't know. I just disagree. I just disagree.
It's a
Because hold on,
fact.
hold on. I got you. Cause all you gotta do is like build your team around them, just like you do like any other quarterback. Like Houston's building their team right now around C.J. Stroud. Um, the
No, they're
Chiefs done
not.
built
No, they're not.
what?
No, they're not. That dude just make it look like how it's supposed to look because he's quarterbacking. They ain't doing nothing no more spectacular than anybody else is doing for their damn quarterback.
That's my point. That's actually my point. Everybody build their team up around who they got, and try to play to their strengths or whatever.
Like
So
Lamar
you
Jackson.
got to yeah.
Like they built the team around him, right?
Like you know what? I'm about
But they did build
what
the
about
team
what about
around him.
Russell? Yes, they did.
They went and got him wide receivers and all of that, right?
Well,
Well,
I
listen,
mean, look, I'm like,
OBJ, Eckler,
apparently that's what
yeah,
they say. That's what they
yeah.
say. That's the
Hey, well,
narrative.
listen, OBJ, look, they said he averaged what? A touchdown a game, though, right?
Did he?
I think this year that's what he did for them, though,
Who,
right?
Lamar?
No, no, no. That's when he was with the Rams. He did a touchdown the game when he was with the Rams.
What did he do? Like, what was OBJ? They say he had a good season for Baltimore.
He had a terrible season. It was
Oh,
I
horrible.
this
thought he
last
had.
year he was with the Ravens.
Yeah, he was with the Ravens. It was terrible. He had like
Yeah, every year he had with the Browns and almost every other team just stomped the year he just had with the Ravens. They even just released him.
Well, of course they did.
Yeah.
no.
OBJ,
I'm just saying. I think that the reason it doesn't work more is because teams don't build their roster around the skill set of the guy they got. They build the skill set around the guy they want, and then they let this guy carry them until they're ready to replace him. Like I think if more teams would did
Yeah.
what
A lot of teams
like the
aren't
Seahawks what the
anymore.
Seahawks did with Russell Wilson, and I'm not trying to make it sound like it's an easy thing to get have a number one defense and all that, but you know build your build your team and your playbook and your game plans around what the quarterback do best. And
Okay,
I feel
I,
instead of being this NFL they want to be, where it's like, all right, well, we just gonna pass the ball all the time.
okay.
That's
So
that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
confused. But I'm confused. So you say that on whose behalf though? So you saying the team wasn't built around Lamar Jackson, or it wasn't built around Tebow? I'm like,
Well,
I don't understand. Like, I think all those guys had the teams built around them to
well, again,
support their skill set.
no, but I also said the game plan because again, we keep going back to that game plan against the Chiefs, and they only had 6 rush attempts the whole game. That's not going, to and y'all built on running the ball. That's not going. to That's what I'm saying. They want to be the passing team first, and that's not who y'all been built to be. So y'all still got to be. Y'all got to hold consistent to your identity.
Oh my god! So not the quarterback. So hell,
No,
hell, the focus is you. So I don't get this. This is just I don't get this right. I don't know why this dude just can't be not good at being a quarterback. Like that's to me this is real
yeah,
simple.
again, because I don't know. I just don't see it as that plain and simple. Again, you know me from the heart. I still don't understand the Broncos getting rid of Tebow. I'm like, man, they had a great playoff run. They beat the Steelers. Did you see they beat the Steelers? Why are they getting rid of him? So that's just who I am fundamentally. Again, I see yards,
They
I see
probably asked the same
touchdowns.
question you did.
You know, maybe it was the way I played high school football, and I
You
saw
don't
my
see the
quarterback.
limitations. You just don't see the limitations that those skill sets, like not being able to throw the ball, creates.
Well,
Like
because it's
it's
not like he
good.
can't hit any of the throws on the route tree. It's yeah, he struggled with the out route. He struggled with the corner route.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to aim the ball more toward the middle of the field. Get a couple run plays going.
Teams
Maybe
don't see
actually if
that
we
they take away the middle of the field.
all right, so they're gonna take away the middle of the field, but he can throw right in front of him pretty good. Let's get him on a bootleg and roll him out, and then he can throw right in front of him. That's gonna be like the corner. That's gonna be the sideline.
Listen,
If
if
so,
it was, if it, see, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't understand why you keep driving into this wall because if it was that simple, Tebow would still be in the NFL. It is
yeah,
not that simple. Like, that's what these defenses are designed to do. They're designed to take good quarterbacks and take away what they do best. So if you got a mediocre to subpar to a garbage quarterback, what do you think they're gonna do to him? Like, none of that stuff's gonna work.
yeah,
That whole like, making sure that design of the play to go to the middle of the field, they're gonna cancel all of that out. They're gonna make him do the things that he cannot do.
Think
And that's
about quarterbacks that think about
huh?
quarterbacks that's less mobile than Lamar. Where are they at? Same, they could be the same build, same height or anything, but if they couldn't run, they aren't in the league. They like third string, second string. Any quarterback that can run and escape the pocket and pressure and is okay at throwing, that's what you have in Lamar Jackson. Because he's good at being able to run the ball and make you scared that he gonna run down the field. You take that away, if he just can't run anything faster than a 5.5, you're not scared of him. Him running, what is he, like a 4.6 or something like that? Yeah, you scared of that because he gonna be
Yeah.
escaping.
And I think Lamar Jackson might be faster than 4.6. Like,
I'm
yeah,
just trying. I just try to slow him down there.
he a 4.3, 4.2. He one of those.
he is ridiculously fast. Like,
He had
and
a
that's why he has the such success that Tebow didn't have. It's
Right.
because he's actually
4.3.
yeah,
That's incredible.
that's
God
That,
bless.
that,
incredible.
but that's unofficial though, because
Receiver
he
said,
never ran that. He never ran at the combine because he didn't want to get moved into the wide receiver group for running so fast. So,
Exactly. Which
but
hey, he don't want
How
two
do you even? How
MVPs.
you that fast that you got that choice?
Bro, it's a brand new foot. Don't even get me started on this. That's
yeah,
exactly what I said.
I mean
Listen,
Terrell Pryor.
I can't
You,
believe, I can't believe. Listen, you don't
Mm,
even put the best athlete that's not the quarterback, right? If you your second best, if your best athlete is your quarterback, right? The
mhm.
next best athlete, he don't do kickoff returns and stuff because he just
He got that
they don't
option.
even. They don't even assign no one to do it no more. They just anybody want to run the ball back? You got some rookie like, oh yeah, yeah, oh I need playing time. I do it. You know, yeah, but that dude over there runs a 3.9. Why ain't he running? Oh, he got it in his contract. He don't do returns. It's ridiculous, bro.
The league
It's
has
ridiculous.
changed.
It has always changed. The best athlete don't do anything anymore.
Yeah, fair.
That don't even make sense. We talk about football.
Yeah,
Hey,
I remember the
I
punt.
appreciate talking with y'all. I'm about to drop off here.
All right,
All right,
man. I'm about to end this one too. Good recap. I appreciate you. Good looking Khalil for joining in with us. Appreciate
no
all my
problem.
viewers up there. Come online. I'll let y'all know when we back. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace,
Peace.
man.
Peace.